Along with women's basketball head coach Tom Collen, I'm Alex Perlman. It's game day once again here for Arkansas women's basketball on the road, South Carolina, the number 6 team in the country, in Columbia. This team, you look up and down the statistics, very difficult to find a flaw. Is there any place to attack this team, any weaknesses that you can see?
They're a pretty complete team, and I think they're a team that's built for March and built for a deep NCAA run. They got great inside play. Their finishers in there. They got good point guard play, great perimeter player in the Mitchell kid, excellent defensive team. They scout opponents well. They play at a pace where they really value their possessions. And I know when you get into NCAA play in March, teams that can control the tempo and value possessions are usually the teams that advance. So, I've watched them a lot on tape. I've watched this team that they have right now develop over the years. And best team they've had, the Dawn Staley's ever had. And should be a great representative team in the NCAA tournament.
Yeah, you look at dominance here for South Carolina this season. It just tells you they're top in the SEC in field goal percentage and field goal percentage defense. What kind of challenges does that pose to you preparing for the Gamecocks?
Well, obviously, challenges on both ends of the floor. They're hard to score on. Traditionally, we've played them in low-scoring games in the past. But so you got to find ways. You got to really execute. If they're going to control the tempo and get you in that half-court game, you've got to be able to execute as well as they do, and you've got to be able to make shots. And they're not going to give you a lot of shots inside or on the low block. They've got great size in there and good shot blocking ability. So you're going to have to execute, and the shots that you get on the perimeter, you're probably going to have to make them. So you're going to have to score against them. And you're going to have to hold them down. And if you set the right pace, you can stay in the game with them, I think. Clearly, they're a challenge inside. They're a challenge on the boards. But we do a pretty good job of scouting as well, and Nikki does a great job with the defense. So, you hope that you can hold them maybe into the 50s and find a way to score 59 or 60 and maybe come away with a big win.
Well, you did that last time. Not the win, but did hold them in the 50s, a 55-51 loss here in the first SEC game. This is the second straight repeat opponent. So can you take anything from that game and say, here's an area where we could win, or here's an area where we could have an advantage?
Well, I think you can. I mean, I think, you got to understand they're looking at the same tape that we are too, and so they're making those adjustments, thinking, okay, this time we're going to score 65 or 70, and this time we're going to hold them to 45. But certainly you can go back, you can see what worked, you can see how they defend you. I think they do such a great job of making in-game adjustments as well, and I think we're going to have to do the same thing against them. You can't make the assumption that they're going to try to defend you the right way, because they may decide that wasn't good enough. So I think as the game unfolds, I think we're going to be prepared for the way that they guarded us the last time. But I think we have to be prepared for the fact that they may change midstream, or they may come out with a completely different plan of attack. So, I think our best weapon right now might be the weapon of surprise. You hope that no matter what you're doing, you're dealing with our players against their players, and their players are 18 to 20 years old, just like ours. So, maybe the element of surprise, maybe they underestimate just how good we might be. I don't think the coaching staff will do that there. But you hope that the players do that a little bit, and then you hope you bring your A game. You've got everything to gain and nothing to lose.
And one big reason Arkansas could come away with this kind of upset in a road win is if the X factors, the freshmen, play really well. Like Kelsey Brooks and Mackenzie Adams had very good games on Thursday night against Florida. You go in and you beat the Gators. If they can produce again, maybe that's a way that Arkansas can come away with this thing.
Well, I don't think there's any question that earlier in the year when those kids were making shots, especially from the three-point line, we were a little bit better offensive team. But I really think we need to get a collection of players scoring. Besides the freshmen, Jazz Bowen needs to step back up, Melissa Wolf needs to step up, Callie Burnan needs to make threes. It doesn't have to come from any one player, but you definitely have to have more than one or two players to put up a good game in order to beat them.
All right, Coach, trying to pull this upset and put this winning streak back together and try to make a run at the NCAA tournament. Good luck today in Columbia.
All right, thanks.
All right, for head coach Tom Collen, I'm Alex Perlman for Razor Vision.